So what's going on, everybody? We're back with another video, and today we are talking about the good old freaking Subaru, man. You know, the Subaru, yeah, it's not doing so good right now. I just, blew it up. So let's get right into it, and let's speak about what's wrong with the car. So, first things first, you're probably wondering, like, hey, what happened? How did you blow your car up? You know, we haven't seen you for 8 months. We didn't know about the Subaru. So look, first things first. Over the last, like, I don't know, 6 months or something like that, I think I did the spark plugs. I did the valve cover gaskets. I put an up pipe on, and I got a new AFR sensor. And my car was running pretty good, right? It was running all right. It was running decently. But I can tell the car is running very rich. You know, I think I messed up when I bought this exhaust and cut the exhaust so the car really doesn't have back pressure. A little ricer mod, but hey, it's all okay. You know, I was planning that this was gonna happen one day, so hey, might as well begin the build now. But I did all that work. The car was running fine. I drove it for a couple of, a few days, no, maybe like a week or 2 weeks, while it was all perfectly running fine, right? So then my friend Kendall comes over in his Mustang. We do a few pulls. The car is running fine, and I get home, right? Get the car in the driveway. I go in the house, play the game for a little bit, and I'm like, oh, I need to go to the gas station. I try to get in the car and go to the gas station. I start the car up. I instantly hear, like, it wasn't knocking. This was screeching, okay? It was like the sound of death. That's never a good thing to hear in a Subaru, some screeching. So first thing I did, was check my oil, right? Check the oil. No oil on the dipstick. None. I'm talking about none at all, right? Not a bit of freaking oil on the dipstick. Not when I checked it first. But now, like if I go check it right now, it'll be oil on the dipstick. But I don't know what happened. I started the car up, started hearing that noise, turned it off immediately. And yeah, now we're in the situation we're in now, where I'm about to take the whole entire car apart. As you see already, like in the back seat, let me get the camera right. In the back seat, I got my intercooler back there, and my intake, and in the front seat over here, I got my battery and stuff. But let's go to the hood real quick, and let me show you, like, all the stuff you gotta take off. Because, I'm just a guy with YouTube experience. I'm not a certified mechanic. By no means am I a certified mechanic. I want to be a certified mechanic, but hey, gotta take the baby steps. So as you can see, I already got my intercooler off. I got my intake off. I have to drain the coolant out of the car, and I have to drain the oil so we can see like what's in the oil. But I'm not gonna do that this video. This video is just talking about it pretty much. But to take the motor out, I gotta take all the stuff off the intake manifold, because you gotta lift the motor. There's like a bolt back here and a bolt back here. But the one thing I want to do with this car is get a 6-speed transmission, because my 5-speed is on the way out. So these transmissions are like glass. Even before the car started running like horribly, like when I would shift to third to fourth under like some hard acceleration, and I'd do like a quick shift, it would just grind straight from third to fourth. And you don't want that at all. So the thing that I'm planning for the car, is to do, so this block is a JDM EJ205. It's just the 2-liter. The WRX engines, they're all right, but they don't make all the power that you want them to make. I think I was making somewhere around 300 horsepower with everything done, but that can only go so far on a WRX engine. So the number one plan is get a EJ257 STI short block, right? Get an EJ257 short block, and I do have somebody that I've contacted on Facebook, and they have a short block that they took out of their car for they did an IAG stage 2 block. So he said it had like 30,000 miles on it for $400. Hey, that's pretty good. I'm gonna pick up the engine. It is in Indiana. I'm gonna make sure I record the whole journey, and we're probably gonna go in the Prius. The Prius is probably the greatest car that I've ever driven, because it's gas efficient. The AC blows cold, and you can just take it wherever, and it takes $20 to fill up. But back to the Subaru. So get the EJ257 short block. I got to get an STI intake manifold. I want to do TGV deletes. I'm want to get the EJ257 forged crankshaft, or I could just get the stock one. It doesn't really matter because they can handle some power. And the manly rods and manly pistons, and try to shoot for like 600 horsepower reliably. You know, that's a big issue with the Subaru, but you know, support mods, you know, we're probably gonna go like 1200cc injectors, front mount intercooler. What else? Oh, precision turbo 6266. I've watched a ton of builds with that, like 6266, and I mean, I would have to get some custom work done to the car, like custom exhaust pipes, like a V-band down pipe and a V-band up pipe, and I would have to have it rotated because it's such a big turbo. But you know, that's not a big problem. But right now, as my car sits, you know, it's like a huge project, and it's crazy because it's like I knew it would happen eventually. That's just, you know, Subaru. If you have a Subaru, you know your engine will not last forever, especially when you're trying to push for some power and you beat on it a lot, like I do. You know, I every time I ever drove this car, you ask any of my friends, I'm beating on it. I didn't care if a check engine light was on, I'm beating on it. You know what I'm saying? That's probably why it blew. But I got to the point where, you know, I got sick of the EJ205, and I always wanted an EJ257. And if I could go back into the past, you know, when I got my first engine swap, that probably would have did the EJ257 because it made sense, you know. But for the most part, like over the next few months, you know, I'm gonna record all the videos of me working on this car. But you know, one of the talking points about this car is how rusty it is. Like, I don't know. Let me get up and show you guys this car. Like, look at my. I don't know if you guys can see this, but man, this car is rusty. Like, I'm talking about, I can't even jack the car up from the pinch wheels anymore. It's kind of like, you know, I gotta move around, jack it up here, jack it up from there, you know. But if I don't know what you call those, the rocker panels underneath, get those refinished or get them cut off and get new ones installed or welded on, because it's pretty rusty under there. You know, sometimes when I'm jacking my car up, I hear creaking and I'm like, oh my God, you know, today's the day. But if this car is too rusty, you know, I have found a couple, you know, STI rollers or STI shells that are out there, and they're like 2,800. And now I'm willing to spend 2,800, but they're like, you know, I seen one for 3,500. But that one had a wide body kit on it, and there was another one for I think it was $4,000. But you know, if this car is too rusty, then, you know, we'll take the motor out. I'll take everything out of the car, like my coilovers, my boost controller, the air oil separator, and, you know, my intake. And the heads, that's all I want from the car, because if the heads aren't damaged, I'm going to send them off to a machine shop, the EJ205 heads, to get like machined to an EJ257. And there's a company called EQ Tuning, and they actually do it. And I mean, I read their post, it was probably about 8 years ago. He said he charged $400, but hey, it might be a little bit more now. But if the heads aren't damaged, that's the plan with the heads from this car, and then everything else you just throw away. You know, or just wrap it up, put it in the garage, and build it down the road for some like project, like a sand rail. I always wanted to build like a sand rail in high school, so that's probably what I'll do with the engine. But yeah, for the most part, man, you know, it's gonna take it's not gonna take that long. You know, cars are expensive. You know, I do know how expensive cars are, but you know, I can make the money to you know, rebuild this car. It's gonna take a little while, you know. We just take it step by step. You know, first step, like tomorrow, tomorrow I'm installing these side vents. Like, my dad bought these side vents for the Corvette. That's probably gonna be tomorrow's video. We're gonna install those, and then the day after that, that's when I'm gonna like get my Subaru off the ground, drain the oil, drain the coolant, and then like start taking stuff off. And hopefully, hey, if it's not too bad, I know it's too bad, I don't even know why I'm saying this, but I know there's gonna be metal in my oil. But you know, start taking the engine apart and then get ready to take it out the car, you know, and then start the build. But for the most part, man, you know, that's pretty much it. But I want to reach like 600 horsepower, you know, something not too crazy. But once we finish this build, I'm gonna definitely move on to another car. I'm not gonna sell the Subaru or anything, but I'm just not gonna drive it as much because it's still gonna be on that EJ platform, and EJs aren't so reliable. So after I get done building this car, not just the engine, but on the exterior as well. Like I want to do a wide body kit. I need a new front bumper. Somebody just waved at me from my neighborhood. I need a new front bumper, new rear bumper. Get a wing, get some new headlights, block up the fog light covers, and basically turn it into a STI. Like a 2002 STI, which they had over in Japan, but we didn't get over here. So that's pretty much the plan with the car. But it is going to take a while, and I'm not even that mad that I blew my motor. I'm like I say, if you own a Subaru, or even if you just own a car that you beat on in general, stuff's going to go wrong with it, especially if you're just dogging it like I did. Like I drift this car in like the snow, every winter. That's probably why it's so rusty. But hey, we'll deal with that at a later time. But hey, it's gonna be all right. I think it'll be all right. It'll be a cool project. It's something to record for YouTube. Try to get my mechanical experience, even higher than it is right now. Because I do know a lot about cars, but I never did an engine swap myself, with my own two hands, and that's a big goal for me in my life to, start working on my own cars, build a motor, because that'll be fantastic. If I put the car together and it runs, and I make 600 horsepower on the dyno, that'll be a great achievement, I'll be pretty proud of that. But my next build is between 2 or 3 cars, if I can get them for a decent price. After I do the Subaru build, I'm gonna get me another, project car beater, and we're gonna try to get a 2J swap, because that's what originally I was gonna do to this car. I wanted to do a 2JZ or a 1.5JZ swap in it, but it was just, it was going to be very difficult to convert this car to, have a 2JZ in it, make 600-700 horsepower, and the frame be able to be held together. You know what I'm saying? So the cars that I'm thinking about, number one would be a BMW. What was it? The BMW 328i or the 330i. Number 2 would be a RX-7, the FC, not the FD, because I don't got big money to just buy an FD, and not many people are selling them. So I'm gonna get an FC, and then the third car, if I can find a non-clapped out 240SX, that's not rusted like my car is right now, because I want to do a 2J swap in one of those cars, but I just gotta find them for the right price. And the car market isn't, used car market isn't doing so well right now. Everybody's charging a lot for these used cars. Like, it's crazy how high the price of Miatas have gotten. Even like Corvettes, used Corvettes are starting to go up in value, and it's absolutely ridiculous, but that's probably going to be my next project, will be a 2JZ project or something like that. Oh, or a fourth car would be the Lexus IS 300. That's probably the car. Yeah, that's probably because it comes with the 2JZ, and it's just probably the smartest decision to start with a 2JZ GE in the car and just make it a GE-T. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, those are like the 4 cars that I'm thinking about. But yeah, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, because over the next few days, I'm gonna be uploading a ton of videos, because I'm getting back on my YouTube grind, because grind don't stop. I just uploaded the video yesterday. If you didn't, make sure you go watch it, because it was a really cool car show. I won an award, that's pretty cool, but and it was a great day. But like I said in the video, I was super tired. I woke up, I went to sleep at like 2 a.m. that day and woke up at like 5 p.m. the next day. Absolutely horrible. Can't be doing that. But yeah, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, make sure you follow me on TikTok. If you got TikTok, my name's Corey_Lockhart on there. And yeah, over the next few days, you'll see me working on the Subaru, and we'll get the build started, man. But thanks for tuning in today, guys. I really appreciate it. And for another episode, we're out of here, man. Midwest Cars and Customs. We'll see you in the next video.